Good morning, everyone. I'm Christine Abbey, and this is Leonard Feldman. It's December 31st, 1969, and as we've been telling you, this is all about a recap of the 1960s.
Yeah, it's been a crazy decade. We've seen some huge assassinations, the Civil Rights Movement, the first man on the moon, and the Vietnam War, which is going on right now.
Speaking of the Vietnam War, we have Antonio Bell in Vietnam talking with some of the soldiers. He's been covering this for quite some time now. Antonio?
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, with us today we have Sergeant Major Sean Gunslinger Riley, who has earned his title of Gunslinger from his performances in the Tet Offensive, specifically the Battle of Quai Son, where he has killed 200 NVA and Viet Cong troops.
Shh! They're everywhere.
What do you mean?
The Vietnamese. They got themselves spider holes and traps everywhere. Came up on me with my squad. Killed almost everyone in my squad. I ended up going back in there and killing every single one of them myself.
See, ladies and gentlemen, this is what a hardened war veteran has been like since he's been serving in America's involvement in the Vietnam War since 1965.
Yup. Staying frosty ever since.
What does frosty mean?
Extremely focused. Heard that Vietnamese soldier a mile away.
Amazing. He just killed a Viet Cong troop sneaking up on us.
Shh. Get out! I think I got them all.
We're having some technical difficulties. Let's move on.
If you all remember back in 1962 when the Soviets had those missile bases down in Cuba.
And your teacher made you do those drills where you hid under your desk, like that would actually help.
Anyway, the situation was resolved when the United States and the Soviet Union both dismantled the missiles.
However, not all Soviets were too happy about this. We found a video of a Soviet extremist who was all about plunging the world into a nuclear holocaust.
Mother Russia will not rest until the infidels of the United States of America are submitting to Mother Russia's authority. Where's my vodka?
Up next is JFK. He was inaugurated in January of 1961. He was our president in the failed Bay of Pigs invasion, the Cuban Missile Crisis, and he invented the Peace Corps. But things could turn for the worse when he got shot in Dallas, Texas in 1963. Everybody remembers that fateful day when he was shot riding in his car. Here we have footage of the moment he was shot.
Makes me shiver every time. Next up, we have Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The Reverend was one of the most well-known civil rights activists. His most famous speech was the I Have a Dream speech, which was given on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. And here we have a clip of that speech.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
See?
However, Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated by James Earl Ray on April 4th. On June 8th, he was caught and extradited to Tennessee. Almost 1 year later, he confessed.
On a different note, a few months later, July 20th, astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed on the moon. The third astronaut, Michael Collins, stayed in lunar orbit. The Apollo 11 program made the United States the first country to land someone on the moon.
During the day of the launch, we had one of our reporters, Sean Urban, there talking to one of the workers at the command center before the Apollo 11 mission kicked off.
I'm here with Matthew Lorenzo here at Mission Control, and we're about to it's about to go down, right? The rocket's about to go up in the air. Tell us a little bit about this. I mean, you must be excited.
I'm extremely excited about this space program because we're about to beat the Soviets at getting a man to the moon.
Because we're Americans.
Because we're Americans. And we got our three best guys up there. Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins. He's the other guy that's going to be staying in lunar orbit.
You can't have been planning this for very long. You just forgot his name. I mean, this is one of the four most important people in America at this time, including the president.
Well, this has been in development ever since late President Kennedy kicked off the space race a few years back.
So why did you forget his name?
Well, I mean, you know, he's just going to be staying in lunar orbit. He's not actually going to land on the moon.
So, people of America, remember Michael Collins. Yeah. So, do you have anything else you wanted to tell us?
Oh, actually, Neil Armstrong, I've been talking to him, you know, about what he's going to say when he first takes his steps on the moon.
Yeah, what's that?
I told him to say, it's one small step for a man and one giant stride for mankind.
See, now that you should probably switch around a little bit. That sounded kind of choppy. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Stride sounds, you know, just off the top of my head, you know, sounds right. And another question we have. We're go.
Going? Alright, let's go.
1, 0, all engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11. Tower cleared.
We got a roll program. Neil Armstrong reporting the roll and pitch program, which puts Apollo 11 on proper heading.
It's amazing how far we've come in the past 200 years, isn't it? I mean, a man on the moon, that was a crazy idea until the 60s.
Yeah. Let's get this program moving. Up next, sports recap. First off, the Super Bowl was played between the AFL and the NFL. The Packers versus the Chiefs. Brett Starr with 3 touchdown passes to bring the Packers to the win, 35-10. Now on in baseball, Jackie Robinson, the first African American player, was inducted to the Hall of Fame, and the New York Mets beat out the Baltimore Orioles for the win in the American League Series. Now on in basketball, Wilt Chamberlain scored 4,097 points, record-breaking performance there. Due to his high-scoring season, the Boston Celtics still were the dominant team. Now in hockey, United States beat out Canada and Russia for the gold. That's all for now.
Finally, which you've all been waiting for.
Woodstock, the biggest rock and roll event of the century, came to New York City. A few months ago, August 15th through the 18th, over 500,000 people came out for this event. So many people that shut down New York highways.
Yep, you heard right, folks. We had one of our reporters go and talk to some of the people there.
No, that's good enough.
I'm here at the Woodstock Festival. What's with the getup, you may ask? I'm just in dress. I don't want to stick out like a sore thumb. Here's some festival goers. Let's go talk to them. How's it going, guys?
It's awesome, man.
What he said.
How you guys enjoying the festival?
It's totally awesome, man.
Been pretty good.
Of the bands that have played, such as Santana, Creedence, Clearwater Revival, and Mountain, which ones have been your favorites?
The Who, man. They're totally rocking.
I don't know. I kind of wish the Beatles had played.
You okay, man?
Yeah, man. Just see the ants, man.
What ants? I don't see any.
The ants, man. They're all on me. Ah!
Is he okay?
It's okay. He does this all the time.
Are you sure?
Yeah. He'll be okay.
Well, it's been nice talking to you guys. Let's go get a close-up of 10 years after. Oz.
All in all, the Woodstock Festival was a monumental event.
Had some pretty awesome acts.
Well, that's all for now, folks. We'll see you in the 70s.